These are my Asics running shoes. I've had them now for about 3 years, and I run 2 or 3 times a week, which means that, even at my leisurely gait, these things have covered some miles. And as anybody who knows anything about these things will tell you, that's probably too long to hang on to them and they need to be changed. And I'm about to get around to do that, but I have to say that I feel a tad disloyal to these objects. I'm fairly deeply attached to them, and I don't mean that in a sad way, in the way that I'm sort of attached to my wife or children, obviously, but for an inanimate object or inanimate objects, we've been through quite a bit together. These are the second pair of Asics I've had, and I will almost certainly buy a third pair. And maybe I'll retire these ones under the stairs before I eventually pluck up the courage to bin them and get rid of them. Like many people, you see, I'm brand loyal, and my angst, mild angst, but angst nonetheless, over changing my old friends, the Asics, has reminded me of something that I think we often tend to neglect when it comes to working with brands. And it's something that often that our political campaigning colleagues are very good at. Always reinforce your core voter and get them out campaigning for you. It would not take much, I don't think, to turn my affection for this brand, these shoes, into evangelism. So I thought I'd have a look to see what Asics do in that regard, and they've got a pretty good website. If you go and have a look at it, I've put a link here. They've got lots of helpful features and advice, and they even have some community features on it, which I've now joined. But it's all pretty static, and they take a while to get back to people and back in touch with people. If you look, I don't know if you can quite see here, but there's at top, there's my post, David Half Marathon. And that was done today, which is the 21st of the 9th, and the previous post was the 31st of the 8th. So not exactly, a thriving bulletin board there, which is a shame, because I think if somebody is interested enough to post questions, and that they can become campaigners through word of mouth for brands. There's nothing to say that a company like Asics can send test pairs to these people. They can ask for views on design or colour, things that will get them talking. As Pete Blackshaw from Technorati pointed out in my last post, people who contact companies are way more likely to talk about their experiences. And we know at Edelman from our trust survey that recommendations from normal people, from people like me, are just about the best endorsement you can get these days, because they genuinely seem to be unbiased. My free advice to Asics then is ramp up the community and outreach part of your program and get people like me raving about your just brilliant products. Anyhow, I'm off to the shops.